And this is our community, Susie Thomas, with Max Barton from the Canton Museum of Art. And you were starting to tell us a little bit about Beyond Craft. I think for the non-artist, we think of crafts as something you did at camp in the summer. But in the arts world, crafts is really something quite amazing, isn't it?
Yes, it is indeed, and that's a little bit of confusion that we can clear up. Even in the title, Beyond Craft, it's taking you outside of that realm of what some people would think about as, well, it's that little stuff that people dabble in, into it is indeed in the higher realm of art. It's up there with anything in the world, and Beyond Craft was. The starting point of this was over 4-decade collection from Leatrice and Mel Eagle, who had been involved in pottery and had started some of their own ceramics company. And they had gone around the country and were collecting pieces of work, ceramics work, jewelry work, furniture that they really loved. Things that they saw and they saw from artisans around, not realizing that they were collecting some of the largest names in the craft world and essentially the ceramics world over the last 4 decades. And this was all work that was displayed in their home. There's over 170 pieces in the Eagle collection. Wow. These were all works that they enjoyed inside their house, just as you and I would collect anything. And what really came to them was they had people coming to see their collection who had heard about it, including some museum directors who came in and said, wow, you have a fine collection of mid-century contemporary works. And, oh, you have a Jack Earl. Oh, you have a Takiezu. Oh, you have a Viola Fry. This is a fine collection. The word collection had never occurred to them until they started hearing this. And actually, the Museum of Fine Arts in Houston is one of the top in the whole world that has a focus on contemporary decorative arts and modern decorative arts. The Eagles found a home for their collection there. They found that they were how the museum appreciated the works they had collected and their meaning, that this is where their collection went. And Houston has set it out, and they displayed it last year there. And we are one of only 3 venues to get it, so we're very lucky.
Wow.
It's not touring anywhere
Wow.
per se, but we had helped put the exhibition together in the last 2 years, and even put the catalog together for them. And aside from Houston, this has gone to the Mint Museum in Charlotte, North Carolina, which has a heavy focus on decorative arts and modern art, and the Canton Museum of Art, because of our focus on contemporary ceramics within our collection. Mm-hmm. And I will say the works that you see are absolutely amazing. There's a beautiful wooden lectern out of cherry by Wendell Castle, and it's just outside of one of our other galleries where we're focused on a local artist by the name of Arden Riddle. And the Arden Riddle Gallery was a sponsor of Beyond Craft, but they had also donated a lot of furniture works from Arden Riddle, which was mid-century modern furniture. Many people around the Ohio community here have Arden Riddle furniture in their homes, and they know that it's a collectible. They know that it's a fine artisan piece of work in black cherry, and it is, black walnut, black walnut. And Arden Riddle was a local Copley, Akron boy, and had gone to the Army, returned, and focused mainly on creating furniture pieces. And there is large works of his all around our community. It was a chance for us to showcase this alongside this fantastic, ginormous collection of decorative arts and Beyond Craft. And again, people walk in the gallery, and the first thing they're going to see from our curator, the way that we positioned it, was a very large Toshiku Takiezu vase. As soon as you walk in, taller than me, and I'm 6'3".
Oh my!
And Takiezu was a Hawaiian-born artist. She focused on ceramics, large vessels, small vessels. We have 15 of her pieces in our collection, which is prized because the artist selected us for that gift before her death in 2011. But looking at a Takiezu work is to really admire the work on the pottery wheel, because she focused solely on the wheel as her tool. And to have a 6-foot piece, and she was a small lady, it is just absolutely amazing. And to see the focus on this piece of how she looked at the glaze and how it's painted on and dripped on with some of the glaze, it's amazing when you walk in and behold this, and then you are just wowed by other amazing artists from the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Are you saying she created this 6-foot vase on a wheel?
She did. She did.
How is that
It's
possible?
amazing. It's amazing. Her techniques were
Wow.
just outstanding.
Yeah.
And
So
and
this is a must-see.
it is a must see. And actually, when it was reviewed by the Akron Beacon Journal, they said this is a tour de force of exhibitions. So it's not something to be missed. It doesn't come along that often, and there are pieces in there that folks will be able to look at and really garner some idea of what the funk art movement, kind of the jazzy art movement was in ceramics coming out of California back in the 60s and 70s and making social statements about what was going on in our world at that time. So there are pieces that just speak to anyone. There's a wonderful piece by Ken Price that's called Sag, and it takes his love of doing rounded shapes in clay and making them resemble a little bit of the human form and the human condition. And he would actually put up to 15 layers of paint on them and sand off each layer and layer another one on, sand that off, but then bringing the color to the top. And these pieces, while small, are powerful in the statement that they make. So anyone that thinks that they might come in and see Grandma's teacups in this collection are going to be sorely surprised, and I'll say happily surprised, because this collection is one that stands out around the world in decorative arts.
Oh, this sounds like a must-see. Yeah, it's like you say, beyond craft. Beyond those ashtrays we were making.
Beyond
back
beyond your
candy
clay
dishes.
ashtray.
Right. Okay, well, we can't miss this, but I know that our time is fleeing so quickly, and I knew this would happen, and you have so many other things coming up. Tell us some more things we can look forward to at the Canton Museum of Art.
We do. In December, there is opening December 3rd, actually, with an opening celebration on December 11th. We have the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Joseph Raphael. And this is going to be called Moving Toward the Light, and it is a feature presentation on watercolors. And these are, to use the term again, ginormous. They're about 4 foot by 6 foot pieces that we have 2 Raphaels in our collection, and they are absolutely marvelous. It's a dazzling display of color. He focuses mainly subjects on wildlife and pond life, and a lot of what we're going to be doing, hopefully we'll be working with some of the garden centers in the area to present some related programs to this, the Stark County parks, so we can talk about maybe what some of the things are that you can experience in the parks that you're experiencing in Raphael watercolors. I think that's going to be amazing. We have a additional exhibition that's going to come along with that is the work of 2 twin brothers from the Dayton area that are focused on ceramics that talk about the look of the manufacturing world in Ohio back when their father was going to work in the factories and the plants in the area here. And that's going to be phenomenal, because we're looking hopefully to do a piece with the Ohio Humanities Council to do an oral history of their life and what their ceramics mean to those of us that live here in Ohio, and how the world has changed and how business has changed, how manufacturing has changed. But their interpretation of what they saw as their father went to work every day in the factories. So that's going to be a marvelous piece. And that's just one that we discovered looking out around Ohio and bringing in some wonderful regional artists that are on the national scene. Yeah. Also coming up, I'm remiss if I don't mention the Chris Kendall Market.
Of course.
That is our wonderful tradition at the Canton Museum of Art. That's coming up November 13th through the 15th.
That's always
that
great
weekend. And that's tremendous shopping there for the holidays. And there's a whole new slate of artists and some returning favorites. But last year was a tremendous success, and I have to thank the Canton Fine Arts Associates for what they do every year. This is the 44th annual Chris Kendall Market down at the Cultural Center for the Arts and the Museum, and it is one of our best fundraisers for the year. Proceeds from this go directly to the museum to help us bring in wonderful exhibitions and to curate wonderful exhibitions like what we have in right now. So the ladies of Canton Fine Arts do a tremendous job, and Chris Kendall Market never disappoints, and the food is always really great.
That's for sure, too. Okay, now, and that always sneaks up on you, so remind us of the dates. When does it open up, and when will it be here?
Chris Kendall Market is November 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Okay.
And you can find out more about Chris Kendall Market on cantonart.org.
Now, you're always involved with First Friday, is that right?
We are always involved with First Friday. And that's one of those that always sneaks up on you, too, because in the midst of doing all your other programming, you're programming for First Friday. So one of the things that we've been focused on recently is being able to get in more and more free events and make-and-take events for children and families, as well as getting you into the galleries to see the shows. Because First Friday is always free at the museum all day long. And now we're getting into more and more, like I said, of the come in, let's do a make and take art project. The one that we have coming up for October 2nd, is going to involve the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And it's a collaborative on how did football teams get their nicknames, and how did some of their logos develop. So we're going to do a program with the Football Hall of Fame, and then you're going to have a nice visual arts presentation of team logos, and then hopefully be able to create your own logos for some of your favorite teams with one of our make and take art projects. And at the same time, there's going to be a tailgate outside the museum, and inside as well, but there'll be a wonderful food truck, Sublime Smoke, which was just reviewed in the repository ticket and is a must visit. And you must visit at the Canton Museum of Art on October 2nd for First Friday, as well as Peace, Love, and Donuts that I've just learned is going to be creating a wonderful 100th anniversary donut, since it is the 100th First Friday. It's going to be an amazing, amazing event.
Incredible. Max, what do you do in your spare time?
What do I do in my spare time? I have spare time. No, I really enjoy food. Obviously, you know me. I'm a foodie. But I also have
horses.
I have a wonderful association with thoroughbred racehorses, and
cool.
I have one baby here just outside Massillon. So he's well loved and gets plenty of attention from his mom and dad, and it's a nice calming thing at the end of the day to go out and visit any horse. And if you own a horse or you're around horses, you kind of know they're very calming influences in anyone's life. So
very cool. This was so much information. Let's go back and give everybody times that you're open, the rates to get in, and website address and phone number to call for more information.
Okay. If we miss anything, the website is www.cantonart.org. All of the information about all current exhibits and upcoming exhibits is listed on there. Beyond Craft is open now through October 25th, and we are open Tuesdays through Thursdays, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. are our late days. Friday and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Sunday, 1 to 5. And always closed on Mondays. Always an important one to remember. Most museums have a closed day, so we're closed on Mondays.
Need to give you a day off.
Admission prices are general admission is $8 and then $6 for seniors. And if you're a member, it's free, always free. So there's always benefits to membership, including classes, of which we have uncorked painting classes and a lot of others that we offer every quarter. So get on the website and look for our in-museum classes.
Awesome stuff. Max Barton, thank you so much for joining us. You've been listening to Our Community. I'm Suzie Thomas. Next Monday, we're going to be speaking with Jill Taylor from the Pregnancy Support Center. Thanks for joining us.